My yearly summer trip to New York City was the perfect opportunity to practice my film photography with my Leica MP because of its endless opportunities for street photography. I brought along 10 rolls of film, but that was a bit too ambitious. I only got through 6 rolls of film over 5 days, and I lost one of those rolls, so I was left with only 5 rolls of film. And out of all those exposures, most of them were throwaway shots, so I was left with very few decent photographs. And even the few good photographs, I think, came about more through luck rather than skill. This video is part of my series documenting my progress as a self-learning beginner photographer just getting into film photography. I keep making a lot of mistakes, but I'm still having fun in the process. The MP is such a pleasure to use, not only because it looks beautiful with its compact design and glossy black paint finish, it's also extremely well built. It feels incredibly dense and solid and heavy. This is the most well-built camera I've ever tried from Leica, including the Q3, M11, and SL2S. And I always had the option of 3 different small lenses to keep it compact: the 28L Marit, 35 APO, and 50 APO. On this trip, I only brought along my 50 APO Summicron for its longer reach and to keep things simple. My first challenge is choosing the right film speed for that particular day, and that just takes time and building an eye for the light. I like to set my shutter speed from 250 to 1000, so if I choose a film speed that's too sensitive and too high, then I'm forced to stop down my aperture and I lose the ability to create depth of field. And if I choose a film that's too slow, then I'm forced to shoot wide open, and that makes focusing more difficult, especially for a complex street shot. By the way, I'm probably doing everything wrong that I could possibly do wrong when loading my film, so don't do what I'm doing and listen to someone with more experience. After loading the film, I usually need to press the shutter about 4 times before seeing the knob advance, so I end up losing the first 4 shots of every roll. And after I finished one of my rolls, I started to rewind, and I thought I was finished rewinding, but when I opened up the camera, I was only halfway through the rewind, so I thought that roll was ruined, so I threw it out and did not get it developed, and that included my pictures of Washington Square. So even though I enjoy the manual process, it still gets frustrating at times, but I think over time I'll make fewer and fewer mistakes. The online lab that I've been using for film developing is thedarkroom.com. This is not sponsored, but I think they've been doing a good job with developing my film. And this time it only took about 2 weeks from the time that I mailed in my film rolls to the time when the scans were ready for me to download from their website. And after reviewing the results, I picked just a very few to order prints. But why go through this extra hassle and extra expense of analog photography when it would be easier and quicker just to shoot with a digital M11? Number one, because the MP is mechanical, the process of taking photos is just that much more enjoyable. And if I do get a decent photo result, it's that much more rewarding because I had to work for it. Choosing the right film, getting the right exposure with the shutter speed dial and aperture ring, composing the photograph, and focusing with the rangefinder. Number two, I don't like to edit. Whenever I do, I seem to go overboard and I make the photo look unreal. And from the MP, I like that filmic look straight out of the camera without any editing. I'll just briefly go over some of my favorite photos and why I like them. This is just a normal everyday street scene, but I was able to nail focus on the 2 people in the foreground and get some subject separation from the background with some blurring of the background. So there's just some slight pop to the 2 subjects in the foreground. I like this photo because of its warm tone and vintage look. Because the details are nondescript, it looks like this photo could have come straight from 1960. Same thing on the next 2 photos, a very vintage feeling look to it, this time with the Flatiron building in the background. I had to wait for this taxi to come into view, and I was able to freeze that moment. I don't think I could reproduce this look on my Leica M11. I could try to buy some presets from a YouTuber, and I think I might do that and compare that to my film results. The next two are in the Dumbo area with views of the Manhattan Bridge. This one is a little bit low contrast, but I like the composition with the two people on the left in contrast to the imposing scenery in the background. And one of the goals of my trip was to come down to this area and get a classic shot similar to this, and I'm pretty happy with this result. I'm always camera shy about pointing the camera at a person right in front of me, so I try to make it look like I'm taking a picture of something in the background. But I like this result of the person standing in front of Rockefeller Center, again with just a slight subject separation. This might be one of my favorite photos this year. I was about to skip over Times Square this year, but I'm glad I went just because of this photo result. This came about just through pure luck, but it looks like these were three separate photos that were just stitched together. Three different people just doing their own thing. And somehow everything just fit in together in one 50mm shot. This is definitely one that I ordered for a print. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite photo result, and no nasty comments, but drop some helpful hints on how to improve my photography. Next week, I'll have a bonus New York City video. I have some more slices and burgers to taste and one more watch store to visit. But this time I'll be staying in a 5-star luxury hotel. It's one of the top tier hotels in New York City. Comment below and guess which hotel it will be.